Hey, what's up guys? This is Hunter B. I'm back with another video. This is an addition that I built. Um, I finished it about a year ago, and it took me about 7 months of pretty intense hard work to build, and about 25,000 and very, very, very little help. I had one friend that really helped me, one or two friends that helped me for a couple of days, and that's really about it. So I just wanted to run through this and show you guys, and I hope you guys really enjoy the video. Alright, so this is the first thing that you're going to need, and it's just pretty standard backhoe tractor. You're going to need it to just dig out the footings, unless you live in Florida or something like that where you can just put it on the ground. But it cost me about $300 for the day, which isn't bad because you're just going to fly right through it. Alright. So I'm basically going to give you guys just like a brief overview of kind of every step that I did, just because there's just so much information out there and you can and much, much better resources than me. But I'm just going to show you what I did. And so we got the backhoe. The first thing you want to do is just lay out the area that you're going to take out and try to make it as square as possible. I know it can actually be tough if you've never done it before, so that's kind of the thing. And then get you some 2x10s and dig down to your depth line, and there you go. You can see exactly the way that I did it. And I'm going to show you a couple of more videos on how we poured. So here we go. Alright, so we got the concrete truck guy, who was absolutely excellent. Like, a good concrete guy is really just a must if you're doing this, especially if you're a DIYer like us. So you're probably going to need about 3 people to do this. You're going to need somebody to help you scoop out the concrete, and then you're going to need somebody to point and tell you what you're doing wrong and how to do it better, and that's exactly what my dad's doing. So so we're just trying to get everything in place here, trying to spread it around and not trying to kill ourselves as much as all. Try to let the truck do the most work for you. You don't want to be breaking your back, because I'm telling you, man, this stuff is heavy. And so we'll go on to the next video real quick. Alright, so that only took about an hour to pour that, and then you have to kind of like smooth it out and everything else. So you can see that's what I'm doing. Just trying to get it smooth. You kind of go in somewhat of a like a zigzag type motion, like you can see I'm doing there, or kind of tilt the 2x4. Just whatever you need to do to get it as smooth as possible. Does not have to be perfect. I mean, these are just footings, but when you go to lay your blocks and your mortar on here, you really do want it to be fairly smooth. And there's also quite a bit of rebar in here. I did not get a picture of that, and I have no idea why, but there's at least 3 or 4 pieces running all through, all interconnected. So I know somebody will say something. So yes, there's tons of rebar in there, so don't worry. Alright guys, here's basically the finished footings. Still had to take that wooden stuff off, which is very, very, very tough. Like, I didn't oil the inside of mine, and you should do that. So it was very tough to get those off, but still doable. And it was all perfectly flat, perfectly level. I really, really was meticulous and took my time, because this is one of the most important parts. Alright guys, if you remember from my garage video, I always said that putting the sheathing on the roof was the hardest part, but not for this one. It was definitely the concrete foundation. It's extremely hard, extremely tough. Just getting the mortar right, learning how to do it, being consistent. It's very, very, very tough. I saved about $10,000 doing it myself. A company quoted me about $13,000 to do it, and I ended up doing it myself for $2,500. So I could see it back and forth. I could definitely see why somebody would want to go ahead and pay a professional and then leave themselves fresh for the actual building process, or somebody that wants to save money. I could totally see. But it took me 3 weeks. 3 weeks of extremely hard work to do this. And so I could go either way. I don't want to spend a ton of time on this because I am no expert at this. And I just want to show you guys like the like the completed foundation and just how ecstatic I was to actually finish it. Because man, this was probably like one of my proudest moments doing any type of building or DIY stuff. Period. All right, and this I just had to throw this in there. It's just the photo of me when I got done. I was so freaking happy to have this done and to be actually working with wood and building the floor and all that stuff. So I just had to throw this in there for y'all to see. All right, now we're in the stuff that I'm really enjoying. It's um, it's pretty very standard flooring. The only thing that I did that was a little bit over the top was I used the Advantech flooring just because I wasn't sure how much rain and stuff we're going to get. I live here in Kansas. It gets pretty rainy in the springs, and so this was when I was doing that. So I used that, and boy, I tell you, that stuff is tough as nails. I mean, hell, sometimes it even sparks when you cut it. So I mean, it's tough. I would definitely recommend it if you're going to build something really quickly. Maybe you might not have to worry about using such a premium product, but for me, it worked out really well. So you can just see standard flooring, just another progress picture. So here we go to the next one. All right, you can see that I'm starting here on actually building the walls, and I have a load bearing. This is one of my load bearing walls, and I did those 16 inches on center for a 2x6 wall. You can technically get away with 24 inches on center, but I don't, I just prefer to overbuild and be safe, so that's just me. So load bearing walls I did every 16 inches, and then non-load bearing every 24. And I'm just going to show you guys just a pretty standard wall diagram, and I would choose 2x6 over 2x4 every single time, and I extremely regret that I used 2x4s in my garage. Like, big mistake. Alright, this is just a pretty standard wall diagram, and the only thing that I did different is that I always just used a load bearing header over my windows and also over my doors. So you can do whatever you feel is necessary or whatever your local codes are. We do not have local building codes in rural Kansas, so you basically just get a building permit and you can build whatever you want. But I would just basically follow whatever your city or the city closest to you, whatever their codes are, and then just go from there. Just be safe and don't do anything stupid. So just going through like the framing pictures, there's nothing terribly exciting here. You can see the wall bracing and stuff like that. Then I had to put the trusses on. It's better, the more help you have, the easier it is. I just had a couple of people, 10-foot ceilings. It's not so easy, but it can be done. You just put them in upside down, flip them up, put your blocking in between them. No big deal. Very, very, very standard. 24 inches on center, so nothing too crazy here. Then we have to put the sheathing on the top. You can see I started the sheathing around the bottom edge. You want that to keep your walls nice and square and everything while you're putting weight on top of them. You never want to, at least me, I never like putting weight on top of walls until I have them braced. And you can see I got my outliners and 2x4s and stuff like that in. So nothing too exciting, just another step in the process. So we'll go on to the next part. And you can see we kind of skipped ahead a little bit. I'm just going to tell you guys like what I personally used, and that's smart siding for the actual siding. It's basically like a composition wood siding that doesn't rot and the paint sticks really well. I used it on my house and I liked it so much that I decided to put it on the addition as well. And plus, it always looks good as for matching purposes and whatnot. And I also used Croft windows, C-R-O-F-T. For the money, guys, you cannot beat this window. I've had them in my house for about 4 years now, a little over 4 years. No condensation, no leakage, the best prices. Um, this my windows in my house, they cost about an average about $150 a piece, and that's double pane. Everything else, they worked awesome. I love them, love them, love them. And then I used Owen Corning's architectural shingles. Didn't want to go for the hail impact. That's a little bit too steep for me. And a couple of things, because I know people are going to ask me. Yes, I did do um, like fascia boards and then the 2x4 outringers and stuff like that. So yes, that stuff's on there, but I did not, at this point, I didn't have any pictures of it or anything. So yes, it's on there, but here's another view real quick. And so here it is from the back angle, or the north side of our house. So you can see I didn't, like I said, I don't have the fascia and stuff up yet, but it's on there now. And I don't have my heating and air unit installed, or my wood stove that I also installed later on. So we'll go on to the next one. I swear the next house or anything I build, I'm hiring out somebody to do the sheetrock, just because it's not very tough, but it's just very tedious, and it seems like it takes forever, and it just wears you out. I'll just have a crew come in, they'll knock it out in 2 days instead of me fooling with it for 3 weeks. But you can see I just did pretty standard. I was able to just like flip these up. I got 10-foot pieces and flip them up. So I just had all of the beveled edges come together. So that made it a lot easier. And here's like a better, kind of a better picture of the ceiling. A drywall jack is a must. You can see that red thing in the background. That's what that is. It's an absolute must. Especially if you don't have, 3 or 4 people that are helping you. I did do recessed lightings. They do take a little bit of practice, but you can get them. If I can do them, you can do them. This was just my second time ever doing drywall, so, and not really one mistake. So get you a Dremel tool and get it. All right, I know I'm just going to fly through this, but this is the closet, completed closet, and I just used veneered oak plywood to do this. Painted it white with Sherwin-Williams. They have the best paint, and then just got some LED kits, closet kits off, or under cabinet kits off of Amazon, and this is how it turned out, which I thought was pretty good. This is a room that's about 14 by 9. You can see I put a lot of shelves on there. Like one side's my wife's, one side is like, I guess half mine, half my wife's, so it's like 3/4 hers. So whatever. I still got plenty of room for my stuff, and I thought it was just a must. When you're building a master bedroom like this with a master bath, you just want tons of closet room, because it just seems like we're always running out of space. And so I'll just kind of do like a brief overview and show you. So this is the veneered oak that I used. It worked well, and I recommend it. It's about 50 bucks a sheet at Home Depot. And you're also going to need a table saw. If you have another person, like, that's awesome. I did this by myself, and I did 24-inch depth, so I just had to cut them straight in half. So this is my measurement. Nothing fancy, just get you a drywall square, and then these are the cut pieces, and then I paint them before I did it, and then put them together with drywall screws. Alright, so here we are with the finished bathroom. It wasn't really too bad. The bathroom's pretty easy to me to do that part. Tiling and everything like that, there's nothing really extravagant about that. So it's very, very easy. You can see we got a nice mahogany vanity that I bought from Home Depot. Run me about 600 bucks on sale, but it's normally like $1,200. So, and then got the mirror from a local Menards, so that worked out really well. And this is the shower that we did. I kind of wanted to do like a tile shower, like a wood tile shower, so I kind of like the way it looks. It's kind of unique and different. So, and plus we're like rural country people, so we can get away with it. Maybe if you're living out in the suburbs, maybe not, but we kind of like the way it turned out. And then here's just like the toilet part, and it's got a fan at the top. You can't really see it, but it's there. So wired everything up. Thank God everything held together. And then I'll just show you guys the actual bedroom pictures coming up here next. Alright guys, so you can see this is the actual finished bedroom part. I know it's pretty good sized. And you can see on the back wall I went with Mr. Cool DIY for the heat pump and air conditioner. Works great. Highly recommend it. It's awesome. And then I did wood flooring, like the click flooring. I've always really liked that. Haven't had any problems with it. I know some friends have, but I've never had any issues with it. And if you ever want to change it out, it sure is easy. You just pull it right up. So you can see that a lot of time, a lot of money, and I know I'm skipping a lot of stuff, but I'm just not a great resource for that stuff, and I wouldn't recommend listening to me, especially when you have people that go so in depth about just a wall. So I just wanted to show you guys some more pictures. And this is like a little office area that I did for my wife, and it's just pretty standard tiling. I didn't do anything crazy. If you watch any of my other videos, you know I keep it simple. That's just me. And no bedroom of mine would be complete without a wood stove. Absolutely love it. It can be a little bit terrifying to install them, but especially this one being my first real one that I put in entirely by myself. But it was actually easier than I thought it would be. So, read about it, watch some videos, and if you want one, I'm sure you can put one into. If I can do it, you sure as hell can do it. And this is just like where we put our TV and stuff like that. And that's a 65-inch TV. So like it looks small in this picture, but that's because the room is so freaking big. And then we have just a little sitting area for me and my wife. Sometimes, just like anybody, we like to watch our shows and do anything else like that. So then just a couple of little niche places. Like I have my piano in here in this little area right there. So just kind of awkward spaces that I utilized, and then this area along the walls where we put our dresser. So, just some, you don't want to waste any space, even though the room is huge. We don't want to waste anything. All right, so guys, that's how I built this. It's 24 by 30 is the total edition, and I spent 25,000 on it. So, not too bad at all. If I would have had somebody build it, it would have been 75,000 to 100,000. But also, I wouldn't have had to take 8 months of my life and just do this. So if you're new to construction, you probably have a million questions. I know that I can't hit on everything, and I did not take enough pictures to really show everything that I did, but I just wanted this to be like an inspiration for people because I'm not super talented at construction or anything like that. I'm just don't want to spend the money, and I just want to do it myself and do it how I like it and not have to wait and rely on somebody. And I really hope that this inspires people to do their own things and just kind of build what they want to build, because I'm telling you, it's just so fulfilling and it's so amazing and it's such a great hobby and skill to learn. And I really wish you guys luck, and thank you so much for watching the video. You have no idea how much I appreciate it, and God bless and take care.